Okay, so for the proof, we'll start again. We'll be taking a annular region. So consider a closed annular region. Say R1 is less than mod Z, that is less than R2, that is contained in the domain R1 less than mod Z, that is less than R2, and whose interior contains both the point Z and the contour. Okay, and let us take C1. Let C1 and C2 denote the circles, that is mod Z equal to R1 and mod Z equal to R2. So this is the thing which we are having. So let us try to draw everything whatever we have written just now. Then we'll talk about function is analytic, and then how can we go ahead. Okay, so there are two R's. एक capital R1 रहेगा and there one will be small r1. So you can take this as capital R1, and inside this I am having a small r1, something like this. Okay, and there will be a capital R2. Yeah, there will be a capital R2, and inside that there will be small 2. Hmm. Hmm. So the bigger one, just 1 second, let me complete the drawing. Yeah, and what next? Let us put the points. See, this is your point. This radius is R2, and see, this is R1. Actually, this is R1, and this is your small r1. This is your R2. This is your small r2. So you see that R2 is contained in the bigger R2, and small r1 is contained in this R1, capital R1. Yeah. Okay, so this is the diagram. Now I am having two contour. Okay, the first contour, that is C1, which is this mod Z equal to R2. Okay, this is your C1, a small one. Na? So this is your C1, no, C2, since the radius is R2, and this will be your C1, the radius with R1. But should be small R1. स्मॉल को आई थिंक मेरे को वो देना चाहिए, and this was C1. So the radius for C1 it should be R1. So maybe I should do one thing. This is my C1. That is inner part with radius 1. See, mod z equal to R1, that is C1, mod z equal to R2, that is C2. And there will be my curve somewhere. Curve is in the angular region, that is my contour C. In this, in between, this is my contour C. Okay, so my C1 is here, my C2 is outside, and the contour is inside. This is my contour, you can say. Okay, so the three things you need to remember, that is original, that C2 is here. Maybe I'll write here C2, then my contour, then there will be C1, and there are four radius, R1, small r1, capital R1, small r2, capital R2, like this. There are four things. Okay, and we observe that we have given f is analytic. Observe that f is analytic on C1 and C2, as well as the region in between, as well as the annular region, annular domain between them. Okay, so if you are having this, then what do you mean by that? See, uh, C2 is the larger one. This is C2. Then there is my C1 is in between, and that is my in domain is my, that is my contour C. This is my C. So this is C2, this is C, and the inner part is C1. Correct. So I need a relation on integral of this. Correct. So let us construct. We construct a positively oriented circle say gamma with center at Z, center at Z, and small enough to be contained in, to be contained in the interior, the interior of annular region. Say R1 is, that is less than Z1, Z, and that is less than R2. That means what? I want to construct a circle in this annular region. I want to construct a circle with the center is this Z, small enough so that the whole circle lie in this annular region. Okay, you can say in this, if I want to draw, I want a circle like this, in that where the point it is Z point, and in the annular region, in between that region I want to draw. Okay, then can I use my Cauchy-Gaussard theorem? Then by Cauchy-Gaussard theorem, can I write this? That is integral gamma over f of s ds, that is s minus z, that will be equal to integral over C2 minus integral over C1, that is fs upon s minus z ds minus integral C1 f of s upon s minus z ds. That means integral over that contour, it will be subtraction of the upper one minus lower one, subtraction of the upper curve, that is upper contour minus lower contour. Okay, but you see that you can apply Cauchy Gaussian theorem, sorry, Cauchy integral formula for these two people. If you just multiply, you see that this is looks like Cauchy integral formula, even this looks like Cauchy integral formula. The one thing you need to check that your z is lying in that contour, and yes, that is lying in the contour. But that will be for z is lying in that gamma, so for this I can apply Cauchy integral formula, correct? And what will be the Cauchy integral I cannot apply for this and this because z is not that. Gamma is a curve, that is a circle that is lying in between. So for this, if I apply Cauchy integral formula, so I'll be having what, 2 pi I, what is the formula, 2 pi I and f of z. So left hand side it would be 2 pi I f of z, and right hand side will be as it is, that is integral f of s ds upon s minus z over c2 minus integral f of s ds upon s minus z over c1. So what will be my f of z then? F of z, it will be 1 upon 2 pi I multiplied by integral over c2 minus integral over c1. Same thing, that is f of s ds upon s minus z, and here also f of s ds upon s minus z. Okay, now again let us use the same technique जो पहले किया था हम लोगों ने. I want to write 1 upon s minus z को I want to write in terms of the integral, or if you want to use that, see, 1 upon s minus z, I want to use the geometric progression, correct? So I would like to write it at z by s के टर्म में लिखना है, तो क्या लिखोगे? You just write it as, take s common, so 1 upon s outside, it will be 1 upon 1 minus z by s, same जैसे you did in the Taylor expansion. So once you are having this, what do you know, how can you write this? This is the summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1. It will be 1 upon s raised to n plus 1 and z raised to n, actually z raised to n, sorry, this should be small, and after that it would be, because it is varying on, and the last term would be z raised to n into z raised to n into s minus z into s raised to n. If you observe, same thing हम लोग ने वहाँ पे भी किया था. I can show you by going back. I'll show you just quickly. In the expansion of Taylor series, we did the same technique. In the proof, my, oh, just 1 second. Do you see? I am using this thing. In the proof of Taylor series, I use the same. Here also I am using the same thing, z raised to n upon s minus z s raised to n. And I proved कि कहाँ कैसे आया था वो. It is just geometric progression. Take that s outside and take the geometric part. Yeah, that is z raised to n upon s minus z. And now what I want to use, I want to use this to the, okay, so first of all, observe one thing, that is, here I am having f of s ds upon s minus z. So if I multiply minus both side, I'll be having f of, in the denominator I'll be having z minus s, correct? If I take minus inside, then it will be z minus x. So from here also, can you give me z minus s? Yes, if I try to find z minus s, then this would be just multiply minus will work for what? Okay, let us do one thing. Interchange, interchange of S and Z. So I'll be having this as 1 upon Z minus S. That means I am using same technique जो मैंने S 1 upon S minus Z के लिए क्या था. I want to do that for Z minus S. Okay, because I'll be making this as plus. So f of Z equal to, just मैं quickly लिखता हूँ, 1 upon 2 pi is multiplied to the both the people. 1 upon 2 pi I and multiply with, this is integral over C2 f of S ds upon S minus Z, and this will be plus, and this will be f of S ds upon Z minus S over contour 1. Okay, this is what I'm having. And look at this, I'm having 1 upon Z minus S. So I want to just change the role of S and Z. So the question will be, at the place of S I will be putting Z, at the place of Z I will be putting S. So it will be 1 upon Z minus S. It will be what? That is equal to summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1. 1 upon, it will be uh, actually it will be S raised to n upon Z raised to n plus 1, and plus 1 upon Z raised to n and S raised to n upon Z minus S. Just quickly check. Yeah, SZ, so it will be ZS and S. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, now let us try to, this is summation from n equal to 0 to n minus 1. I want to make this summation running from n equal to 1 to n, so I just have to replace n by n minus 1, correct? So if I replace n by n minus 1, my summation will be, n will start from 1, because I am 1 index मैं पीछे जा रहा हूँ. So it will be 1 upon Z minus S, that is equal to summation n equal to 1 to n, and this will be 1 upon, say S raised to n has, so it will be S raised to n minus 1. In the denominator if I write, it will be 1 upon S raised to minus n plus 1, correct? And into 1 upon Z raised to n, this will be, if I put n plus 1 की जगह पे n की जगह पे n minus 1, so it will be just Z raised to n, and plus the next term as it is, that is 1 upon Z raised to n, and S raised to n upon Z minus S. So this is what I am having. Okay, now I want to use this with the integral, use this with this. So what extra I need? F of S ds over contour, correct? So let us multiply by f of S upon 2 pi I. Multiply so I want to use both the thing, Z minus S के लिए C1 and उसके लिए C2. See, this I'll be using 1 upon S minus Z, I'll be using for C2. Maybe I'll just mark this different color. I'll be using this for C2 because I am having 1 upon S minus Z here, and I'll be using this for C1. Okay, so you can write this as equation number, ओरिजिनल वाले को 1 बोलता हूँ मैं, इसको 2 बोलता हूँ, and say this is equation 3. Okay, so multiply through equation 2 and 3, 2 and 3 by f of S upon 2 pi I. Okay, and then integrate, what do you see? Multiply by f of S upon 2 pi I and then integrate. So here and integrate each side by 1 with respect to C2 and 1 with respect to C1 definitely. Integrating each side of the resulting equation with respect to S around C2 and C1. करेक्ट. डू यू सी जो इक्वेशन 2 है उसके लिए C2 एंड इक्वेशन 3 के लिए C1 आई वांट टू यूज respectively and find the expression and put it in the expression 1. Whatever you got, you put that in the expression 1. What is the expression 1? That is this equation. So I'll be getting the value of this and value of this. Let us see what this value will be if you multiply f of s and 2 pi. You want to multiply f of s upon 2 pi, correct? So that means I'm putting 2 pi inside. So it will be 2 pi I. Let us see the first one. That is, originally I was having s minus z, and that is equal to summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 upon s raised to n plus 1 z raised to n plus z raised to n upon 1 upon z raised to n upon s minus z into s raised to n, correct? So I want to multiply by f of s upon 2 pi I, so it will be f of s upon 2 pi I into s minus z. Here also summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 f of s z raised to n upon 2 upon s raised to n plus 1, and plus here it would be summation n equal to sorry, here there is no summation, it is just into 2 pi I is there. Here also it will be f of s z raised to n upon 2 pi I s minus z into s raised to n. Now integrate this guy with respect to C2. So it will be 1 upon 2 pi I, you can take bahar, and this will be f of s upon s minus z ds over this C2, correct? So this will be your first part. Okay, this will be your first part. So what is this giving me? It is giving me some this term. That is this. I may write this as summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1, and that is f of s upon s raised to n plus 1. इसको just मैं en बोलता हूँ. So I'll be writing en z raised to n plus whatever is remaining, उसको मैं बोलता हूँ rho n of z. Okay, so let me just write where en is what and rho n is what. So what is my en? En is 1 upon 2 pi I. It will be integral. I'm taking integration. So it will be 1 upon 2 pi I integrals over C2 f of s ds upon s raised to n plus 1. Do you see? Integral f of s upon s raised to n plus 1. Okay, so this is done. And what is sigma n? This is just integral of this rho n, that is z raised to n upon 2 pi I over C2, and what is that, f of s ds upon s minus z into s raised to n, correct? So similarly whatever I did for this guy, you have to do. Oh, my page is end here. So same thing you have to do for the another guy, that is this one. You have to multiply, and then here you will be having this 1 upon s raised to n minus 1. So that will be your bn. This part will be bn, and इसको तुम लोग कुछ और बोल दो, और सिग्मा n of z बोल दो. Okay, let me just write it by taking new page. Okay, so quickly let us do. So I'm having what, 1 upon z minus s I'm having, and that is equal to summation n equal to 1 to n. It was 1 upon s raised to minus n plus 1 into 1 upon z raised to n plus 1 upon z raised to n multiplied by s raised to n upon s raised to n upon it will be z minus s. So what you have to multiply both the side by 2 pi I and that. So let me just quickly write that. That is 1 upon 2 pi I integral f of s ds upon z minus s over c1. This will be equal to summation bn बोलता हूँ मैं, और the other part I am saying as sigma n of z. Okay, summation bn z raised to n, sorry, should be summation bn into bn here upon zn upon z raised to n. So what will be my bn? Bn will be 1 upon 2 pi I integral over c1 f of s ds upon s raised to minus n plus 1. This is my bn. And what is sigma n of z? This is whatever remaining part is there. That is 1 upon 2 pi I. You can take z raised to n common, since it is not depending on s, and this is s raised to n f of s ds upon z minus s upon z minus s. Correct? So if you substitute the two things in the original equation 1, so what will my equation 1 will be? That is, originally it was f of z equal to 1 upon 2 pi I integral over c2 f of s ds upon s minus z, and plus it was 1 upon 2 pi I integral over c1 f of s upon z minus s ds. Correct? Just ds. And then if I put it, it will be what? It will be summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1. It will be e n z raised to n plus sigma n of z. It will be plus summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 again. Sorry, here I am taking n equal to 1. Just make sure you write, because I was taking n equal to 1. I think I have written n equal to 1 to infinity. Yeah. Yeah, this is n equal to 1. Okay, so and what is that? Bn upon z raised to n plus sigma n of z. This is what I am having now. Now look at this sigma n and that rho n. Look at this properly. What is your sigma n? As n tending to infinity, whether what can you say about this two limit? If my n is going to infinity, yes. If you do not see, then I'll just write it again. Sigma rho n क्या था? Rho n of z is z raised to n upon 2 pi I integral over c2 f of s ds upon s minus z into z raised to s raised to n, and rho n of z, that is equal to 1 upon 2 pi I z raised to n multiply by, this is z, multiply by integral s raised to n f of s ds upon z minus s. Okay, now as n going to infinity, the expression above expression, this expression you can say, इसको मैं expression 4 बोलता हूँ. As n going to infinity, expression 4 takes the proper form of a Laurent series. in domain this r1 is less than mod z is less than r2. see in Taylor expansion also around z equal to 0 लिया था हम लोगों ने, इधर भी वही किया. लेटर ऑन विल चेंज की कोई भी इंटरवल पे कर सकते हैं. It will take proper form provided if limit n going to infinity this rho n of z it must be 0 and limit n tending to infinity that sigma n of z that must be 0. So this is two things which you have to prove now. So to prove sigma n of z that is 0 and rho n of z that is 0, what you should do? Just by epsilon delta definition you have to use. Oh. 11:34, yeah, I have time. Okay, so now you want to prove this two limit are equal to 0. So look at that, look at the integral inside. I just want to have a estimate, I want to estimate mod of this. I just want a bound for these people. So z ka already I am having bound, and for f of s I will be considering suppose a function m is a maximum value for that. Let us quickly write. Same like in Taylor expansion we did. So mod z equal to r and r1 is less than r is less than r2. Let m denote maximum value of f of s, mod of f of s on c1 and c2 v2. And also note that if s is a point on c2, if your s is point on c2, then what will be s minus z? It will be greater than equal to mod s minus mod z, that is mod of s minus z, it will be greater than equal to r2 minus r. Okay, and if s is a point on c1, then I will be having mod z minus s, that is greater than equal to mod z minus mod s, mod z. So that is mod of z minus s, that is greater than equal to r minus r1. Okay, so with this all the inequalities I'll be having a bound for sigma n of z and something for rho n of z. Let us see sigma n के लिए क्या मिलेगा. This is my sigma n, so it will be, sorry, for rho this is rho n. So z raised to n 2 pi s minus z का estimate है अपने पास s raised to n का, n function का m पहले से ही है, so it will be something this one. 2 pi will get cancelled, that is the integral of this will be perimeter, so 2 pi I it will be cancelled, and radius that will be there. So it will be m r2 upon r2 minus r into r upon r2 raised to n, and for rho n of z I will be having less than equal to m r1 upon r minus r1 into r1 upon r, that is less greater than n. Look at these two things, same as the previous one. Since r upon r2 that is less than 1 and r1 upon r that is also less than 1, so these two limit goes to 0 as n tending to infinity. These two goes to 0. It is something like geometric progression, geometric series you can say. Or just take limit this goes to 0, a standard sequence b raised to n goes to 0 if your b is lying between -1 and 1, something, correct. So this shows that as n goes to infinity you are having sigma n of z that goes to 0, and so rho, sorry, this is rho, this is sigma n of z that that goes to 0 also. Okay, hence we are done. So what did we prove? We proved that any function it can be written as summation en z raised to n plus summation bn upon z raised to n. Correct? Here n is starting from 1 to infinity, here n is starting from 0 to infinity. Correct? And what is an and vn? An is 1 upon 2 pi I integral f of s ds upon s raised to n plus 1, and bn is 1 upon 2 pi I integral f of s ds upon क्या है ये, it will be s raised to minus n plus 1. Correct? And this was over c2 and this was over c1. a1 was over c2 and that is clear because s minus z है तो कोई problem नहीं है इसमें. Okay, now I need to make the changes that I want to make it in general, that is z minus 0, it should be true for anything. Correct? In general, any value. So before that, this is c2, this is c1, over c2 and over c1. Correct? So but this was not my original Laurent expansion. If you observe what was your Laurent expansion, this was over your contour. So can I replace this by contour, and can I replace this by contour? Correct? This is what the question is. What is my contour? My contour is lying between c2 and c1, so it takes both the things. So I think we have done the corollary also of the contours. That may we can replace that by the contour, and if we can replace it, then that will be the proof. Contours used in integral phi ही है ना ये, कौन सा है, this was 4, so maybe I can put this as equation phi, where so this is c2, this is c1. No, I'm sorry, not this. About the coefficient en and bn, कहाँ पे लिखा है मैंने, हाँ यहीं पे. So say this is equation number 5. Yeah, the contour used in integral phi can be replaced, may be replaced by contour C. So if this is done, this completes the proof. Okay, what next now? But when z naught is 0, so what next you have to do? You have to use it for in general for, so you just have to define a new function g of z that is equal to f of z plus z naught. Same पहले में जैसा, you have to see whether this g of z is satisfying all the conditions. Correct? So since f of z is analytic in which domain? In annulus r1 that is less than z minus z naught that is less than r2. Taylor में भी यही किया था, same thing, last part was this only. So what can I say? F of z plus z naught is analytic in this, that is r1 less than, at the place of z I will be putting z plus z naught, minus z naught that is less than r2. That means that is f of e क्या है, g of z. G of z is analytic and r1 is less than mod z that is less than r2. Correct? So can I use that? So what will be my g of z? G of z can be written as summation n equal to 0 to infinity en z raised to n plus summation bn upon z raised to n equal to 1 to infinity, where mod z is less than r1 is less than r2. So let us replace g of z by f of z, then I'll be done. And what is my en bn की just write en क्या है bn क्या है 1/2 pi I integral g of z dz upon z raised to n plus 1, and here it is integral 1/2 pi I integral over that curve, you can say g of z dz upon z raised to minus n plus 1. Okay, now just you have to replace what? Replace f of z plus z naught instead of g of z. So in last you will be having, so but in the integral also you have to replace, and that will be just see, look at this integral g of z dz upon z raised to n plus 1. This will be what? If you replace g of z by that will be of the form e to b f of z of t into z dash of t upon z of t minus z naught raised to n plus 1. And what is this? This is, you can write it as integral f of z dz upon z minus z naught raised to n plus 1 over c. So same happens for this. So now we are having my final answer, that is original definition of Lorentz series. Hence what you can write f of z, that is equal to summation n equal to 0 to infinity en z minus z naught raised to n plus summation bn upon z minus z naught raised to n, and where n is equal to 1 to infinity here. And what is my en? En is, and what is my contour? यहाँ पे लिखना चाहिए था r1 is less than mod z minus z naught, that is less than r2, and where en is 1/2 pi I integral f of z dz upon z minus z naught raised to n plus 1. And what is bn? That is 1/2 pi I f of z dz, it is z minus z naught raised to minus n plus 1. Yes, this completes the proof. So you see that the proof is same as your Taylor expansion. The changes is that here around here I am having first thing is here I am having annulus. So I have to consider two type of geometric series. One is 1 upon z minus s, and in another case 1 upon s minus z. Here 1 upon s minus z, and then I just have to combine. Then that is not a difficult part to do. Just you need to see the first thing, that is here it is subtraction. So subtraction को addition किया by s minus z को z minus s करके, and that's go ahead. That's it. Correct? You have to use two times of geometric series. The first time it will be 1 upon z minus s, and second time it will be s minus z. And yeah, then do this, and yeah. 1 upon z minus s, multiply, and look at this sigma n and rho n, and it is enough to prove sigma and rho n is 0. So जैसे टेलर में किया था सेम इधर भी करेंगे. I just want to have the estimate for this. So if you get the estimate, then that's it. The part will be the estimate part. This is a b raised to 1 standard sequence that goes to 0. So this will be going to 0 as n goes to infinity. Yes, this completes the proof.